Hello and welcome to my Tarot Corner, and thank you to each and every one of you who has made the choice of joining me in my current reading. And today I am going deep with the Simply Deep Tarot deck. Now, as some of you may notice, I ran out of my very beautiful, very unique candles that were made by autistic people in a very special place up north in Israel that is a village for autistic people of all ages that live there and work there and study there. And they have all sorts of workshops, and one of the workshops is for candles, and unfortunately they don't sell those candles online, so you need to go there. Now I had my friend's son used to volunteer there in his gap year before after finishing high school, before he enlisted to the army, and he used to bring me candles. He brought me a big crate, but I ran out, unfortunately, and I wrote them an email trying to find out if there is a way of getting those candles even by telephone order, because it's really difficult for me to go all the way there. But if there won't be any other choice, then maybe we will do a family trip to the north of Israel and get those candles. But in the meantime, I have this very bland candle, and that's what we'll have to work with for now. Okay, so many people are asking, where is Meghan Markle? She's letting her husband take all of the heat from his book, from the interviews that he has done. She actually let him do all of that by himself. It doesn't look like she's there to support him or to be near him. And in the meantime, there were very disturbing stories about floodings in Montecito and evacuations in Montecito. And there were all sorts of stories. Some said that she requested a helicopter that would come to her rescue, and some people say that she went all the way to Canada. Some people say other things. There are a lot of rumors out there, but nobody really knows where she is, what is going on. But one thing we can say for sure, she sees that their plan, or whatever she planned, backfired. She sees that the public's perception of them and the public's opinion of them hasn't improved after the coming out of the book, and the mistakes in the book, and the fact that a lot of things can be debunked from the book. And many things that sound ridiculous from the book don't make them credible. So she is there wherever she is. She sees her husband getting roasted in the media. And I understand, for example, that his last interview that was in a late night show that was supposed to be in front of an audience, and they actually played it as if it was in front of an audience, was not in front of an audience. So he interacted with a non-audience. He acted as if he is interacting with an audience, but there was no audience there. They were afraid that he would be booed. So Harry's not feeling confident to go out there and to interact with people. And we see that lately there was this tea party for the BAFTA awards. They were not invited, and people in Hollywood are not accepting them. So and people are making fun of them. And the latest thing in the Critics' Choice Awards, Harry was made fun of because of his stories about his Todger, and I know that some of you found it funny that I'm saying that word, but I haven't heard that word in the past, so it's first for me as well. Okay, so what is going on with Meghan Markle? And before I start, please take a few moments to read my full disclaimer in the description box. This is a tarot reading. It is vibrational. It is open to interpretation. It exists as assumptions and speculation, and as such may or may not be true. So please do your own research and decide for yourselves. So what I'm going to do a Celtic cross, and I'm going to look into Meghan and the way that she feels right now, the things that she's afraid of, how the people around her see her, the people around her, that means her mother, the people that she trusts, the people that she listens to, not the people we all know how the public sees her, but the people that she, up until now at least, and that means Harry, that means Doria, that means Marcus Anderson, the people around her, the real people that are in her confidence. So those people, how do they see her now? So let's start by clearing the deck. Okay, so Meghan Markle, how does she feel after the coming out of Spare, all of the stories that Harry tells about her, the stories that probably she edited in the book, the stories that can be debunked from the book? How does she feel in regard to the backlash of the public and the media for the book and the interviews that Prince Harry has done? How does she feel in regard to the fact that the royal family hasn't said anything? How does she feel in regard to being blasted for not being charitable and forgiving Jeremy Clarkson, for example? All of the articles that come out and show her in a very negative light, and why is she hiding away? So Meghan Markle, her current feelings, and how do people around her see her now? Okay, so let's cut the deck. And the first card is a card that shows us Meghan and the way that she's feeling right now, or the way that she sees herself right now. And the card that I'm getting is the Four of Swords. Okay, so the Four of Swords is a card of someone who doesn't feel very good. This is a card of someone who feels even sick. This is a very good card for someone who is in hiding, because this is someone, if you remember how it looks in the Rider-Waite card, it is someone who is lying on top of a grave inside a church with four swords on top of him and one sword underneath him. Here we see this person lying on top of a tree, but still this is someone who is deciding not to decide, someone who's taking this time out, that someone who is not appearing, someone who has taken a time out from life, taken a time out from coming out. This is exactly what Meghan is doing right now. She is unable to come out. She's unable to show her face. This is a card of someone who is even ill, someone who has not made a decision yet. She's thinking about what her next step needs to be. She hasn't made her decision about that. And you know that a lot of questions are being raised about whether or not she will divorce Harry, she will leave Harry. There were rumors about King Charles putting out this amount of money, $50 million amount, to try and entice her to leave Harry. So right now she is thinking about the whole things. She's thinking about what her next step should be, and she is wounded. She is in this remission state. She is taking this time out from a very difficult reality. She doesn't want to face reality. She wants to run away from reality. She's in a retreat, isolation. This is the best way to describe the Four of Swords, and this is like the perfect card to show us what Meghan feels and what she thinks about right now. Right now, she is counting her, looking at her possibilities, counting her, what her cons and pros for each of the possibilities. What should she do? What shouldn't she do? She's now really looking at what. Okay, Rosie wants to go out. Okay, I'll let you out. בואי, אני אתן לך לצאת. בואי, כבר. So she hasn't made up her mind yet. She's now thinking about the possibilities, about the pros and cons of every possibility. And right now, this is why we don't see her. This is why, this is not because she's giving up the limelight for her husband. She's giving him the opportunity to shine. Not at all. She is thinking about her options. She is now running away from reality because reality is too difficult for her to deal with right now. She's unable to deal with it right now. And right now, this is what she needs to do. She wants to lay low, to have this retreat in order to be able to make that decision in what is her next step. What is she going to do? Okay, so the next card is her, what crosses her, or her, her obstacles. I don't know why sometimes my brain doesn't come up with the word. Okay, so her obstacles, and her obstacles are the Nine of Swords. And you can look here at the Nine of Swords. This is a person that is lying in bed and he has all of those thoughts running in his mind. Why me? Out to get me? What will happen? It won't work. Will I get in trouble? Gossip. You will fail. Worry. I'm not good enough. So all of these thoughts are in her mind. Now the Nine of Swords is definitely one of the worst cards in the deck, if not the worst card in the deck. And my teacher actually thinks it's worse even than the Devil card. Now, the Nine of Swords is a card that shows us she is worried, and she has a very justified reason to be worried because the worst will happen. This is a card that shows that she hasn't learned from her mistakes. She is now in the suffering stage. She has done all so many mistakes. Both of these cards are showing a person in bed. Both of these cards. Both of these cards are showing a person that is lying down. She's unable to get up. Both of these cards are showing the same thing in regard for her physical ability. She's unable to get up. She is desperately worried. She is feeling sick. Both of these cards are cards of sickness. She's unable to act logically. She is feeling that she failed in what she wanted to achieve. Now, this is not a feeling of failure because that marriage failed. She was out to achieve something when she married Harry. She wanted to achieve fame. She wanted to achieve some kind of notoriety. She didn't get that. And the best way to see it is when she was not invited to glamorous events. People are staying away from her because she's not someone that people want to be seen next to her. So she hasn't achieved what she was going out to get. She wanted to get the titles. She thought that she would get notoriety. People will be running around to be around her because she will have a title. She will be rich. She will be famous. She will have money. But she ruined it. She made so many mistakes that right now she is toxic and people don't want to be near her. So right now, this is what crosses her, and this is very difficult. She's afraid of losing. She's afraid of failure. She's anxious. She's in depression. She's unable to get up from bed. She feels physically ill. She knows that she made all of the wrong choices. And this is a card of someone who's really, really in a very difficult place. So she's not coming out because she's unable to even get up from bed. Okay, next card is the subconscious influences that are working here. And what I'm getting here is the King of Swords. Okay, so the King of Swords is the pacifier king. Now that's the third sword card that I'm getting here. And this shows that she's trying to very, very hard to act rationally. And both of the swords are cards that are calling us to act in a logical way, to try and be logical, to try and be rational. Both of these cards, both the Four of Swords and the Nine of Swords, showing how difficult it is for her to act rationally. And the King of Swords is the pacifier king. This is the appeaser king. Now, it comes after the Nine of Swords because that makes it negatively aspected, and that makes it a card that shows us that in the hidden influence, in the subconscious influence, we see tendency to feel that you are sacrificial, to resign from things. This is a card of someone who burns bridges, someone who is very rigid, someone who's not compromising very easily, and this is why she's not she's not accepting apologies from people. And as someone I saw in Sue Smith video today, someone on Twitter tweeted that handing out an apology to the Sussexes is a grave mistake because they will only use it against you. And this is exactly why, because in the hidden influence, she is very rigid. She will not compromise, and she will not be the pacifier. She will not be the appeaser. She is unable to be the King of Swords in the upright. And this card is badly aspected, and it shows that she's acting without remorse. She's not considering the others' emotions, the fee that others pay for her mistakes. So once again, this is a card of someone who burns bridges behind him. When it's badly aspected, once again, when it's badly aspected, and it is badly aspected because it comes after the Nine of Swords and the Four of Swords. Both of them are kind of very bad cards. So it's like we got the King of Swords in reverse. Okay, the next card is the past. So what can we see in Meghan's near past? This is more in the past of the last year, or when she just married Harry. What was she thinking? And what we're getting here is the Three of Swords. Wow, that's another swords card. And you saw me shuffle the cards. I shuffled them quite a lot. Okay, so the Three of Swords, that's a card of destruction. That's a card of failure. And that is a card of someone who is unable to see reality. So even in her past, we see destruction and failure, and that is in the near past. So that is in the past few months. So this makes me feel, once again, that what Lady C says about the breakup of their marriage could be true. Lady C says that they're not actually living together, that they are actually separated, but then she kind of backtracked when she said that she doesn't know. Maybe that's information that comes out from the Sussex team in order to gain some kind of sympathy. But it seems like she is feeling that she failed. And once again, this is another card that comes just like this Nine of Swords, a feeling of destruction, feeling of failure, but it comes because she could not cope with reality. She could not see reality, she could not cope with reality, and she made all of the wrong choices, all of the wrong mistakes, she made all of the mistakes that she could make. So she overlooked all of the warning that were there, and she's unable to finish the things that she already started. So this is a card of someone who is destroying everything that she has built, making mistakes. She's confused. This is a card of a breakup. This is a card of a person who deceives himself or herself. So she's even in the past, and that is in the past few months, in the past year, she was in a very bad state emotionally. She was not happy. She was very in a very bad state. So all of the happiness that we saw, or that they tried to show us that how happy they are, that was a lie. Okay, next card is, what are her goals? What is she trying to achieve? Or what does she think that she can achieve? And what I'm getting here is death. And death is a card of change, major change. And this is a change that changes everything. She wants to kill everything that was before and start over. This is what this card is talking about. This is about it's time to start living. It's time to kill everything that was before and start living again. So she wants to be able to wipe out history, to wipe out everything that was before and start over. This is what she wants. So maybe she thinks that she can get some kind of a resignation from the royal families, to get some reconciliation with them and to start over as a royal. Maybe she thinks that she can start over with the Hollywood society. I don't know what she thinks, but this is what her goal is. She wants to wipe out whatever they had done in the past 3 years or 4 years, and to start over. And there were signs of this in the past year or so. Even Scooby that came out and said that now, after the book came out, they will retire from appearing in the media. It will be time for retrospect and for time for reconciliation with the family. So it seems to me like this is her next goal. So she wants to be able to swipe everything and to just clear everything and to start over. This is what she wants. This is her goal. What can we see for the near future? The near future is the Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands is a card of a beginning of a road. So she's going to go back to square one. And that means that she's going to start over. And starting over doesn't mean that she will be able to wipe everything that happened before, kill whatever happened before, and start with a new slate. No. This is about doing a U-turn and going back to the return to the start point. This is what this is about. If you were talking about a monopoly, for example, so this is about getting to the square where it says go back to the starting point. This is what it says. This is what it means. But you still lost the money that you lost until you got there, or earned the money that you earned until you got to that square, or bought the hotels that you bought, or the whatever. It doesn't matter. But what you did until you got to that square it was already done. You cannot wipe that, but you need to go back to the beginning. And this is what we see here. She will have to begin from the beginning. This is back to square one. So this could be about a divorce and back to square one in the meaning of looking for a new rich husband. This could be back to square one in the meaning of she and Harry going back to looking for new projects to do, new things to do, because Netflix will not go on with them, Spotify will not keep them, so now they need to look for new projects. Or back to square one means that she will need to start thinking about her book, although I heard today that Penguin Random House are thinking about not continuing with their contract of 4 books because of the lies and that were published in Spare that can be proven lies. So they are afraid of being sued. So back to square one can be many things, but it does mean that she is in this, she needs to go back to the place where she started. So this is not a good thing. This is for a person that is already over 40 to start over. That means to start over a career, to start over a relationship, to start over everything. This is not a good thing. This is, but it sometimes people need to do that. Sometimes you have no choice, but you need to do that. Sometimes it is a good thing. Sometimes people look at it and as an opportunity to reinvent themselves, to do something new. I don't know if Meghan Markle can reinvent herself, but this card is telling us that in the near future, this is what is going to happen. She will have to go back to square one, and that could be in every aspect of her life. Okay, so the next card is her approach to all of this, to everything that is going on. And what we're getting here is the Queen of Swords. So once again, a sword card, and the Queen of Swords is the queen that wants us to believe that she is, or the queen that is someone who cares about the environment, someone who is the idealistic queen, someone who sacrifices a lot of sacrifices herself, sacrifices relationships, sacrifices a lot of things in order to help humanity, to help climate change, to she's a workaholic, someone who is very much for social justice, someone who will work with people that need help. And this is her approach, because this is what she is trying to show us that she is. So she's going to keep on talking about those issues. She's going to keep on trying to set the narrative around all of those things that she wants us to believe that she is interested in. So this card came out because this is her approach. This is what she wants us to believe that she is. It doesn't mean that she really is this queen, but that she is this person. But she has been the person that she held. Okay, in the past few years, she's been talking about those things all the time. She's been trying to convince us that she cares about those things, whether it was BLM, whether it was all sorts of bandwagons that she jumped on, but all of the things that are around social responsibility, that are around idealistic things, around racial things, around taking care of the environment, all of those things. She wanted us to believe that she is a very fierce fighter for those things, and she's going to go on with this. She's going to try and convince the world that she is a fierce fighter for these things, for these issues, and that she is going to do that. And this is something that she's going to concentrate on. And she's going to sacrifice everything that she's doing, all of the other things that she's doing, because this is the most important thing. So this is what her approach is going to be. This is what her approach has been. This is how she's approaching the way that she's handling all of this. Okay, so how do the people around her see her? And as I said, the people around her are Prince Harry, Marcus Anderson, Doria. I don't know who else is around her, but the people that are around her. And we get the Seven of Coins. So people around her are seeing her as someone who is disappointed from reality. Seven of Coins is someone who is disappointed from reality, but also someone who is willing to do whatever it takes in order to reach the truth. And this is something that she is making sure that people around her will think about her. This is what she wants them to believe. First of all, everyone knows that she's disappointed. She is not hiding that. It's very hard to hide that when you are worried, when you are nearly unable to get out of bed, when you are hiding away. It's very hard to hide the fact that you are disappointed, and especially when you are in this pain and self-destructive mode. So it's hard to hide the fact that you are disappointed. But she wants everyone around her to believe, and that is the people that are close to her. That is Prince Harry, that is her mother, that is the people that are still in her vicinity. She wants them to believe that she will do whatever it takes in order to reach the truth. But I want you to know that this card is a card of ending a relationship. This is a card of someone who will resign from everything that he's been doing. So this is a card of someone who is ready to make a very drastic change in his life. And this is something that that those people don't realize. So she wants everyone to believe that she's willing to do whatever it takes to reach the truth, to reach a place where she is getting what she deserves, to getting what she wants. But this card shows that her disappointment is going to lead her to do some drastic changes. So this is a card that shows us that these drastic changes could mean a separation. This could mean resigning for all the things that she has been doing. This is a card of someone who is afraid of failure. This is a card of someone who is avoiding things. A card of someone who has done made bad choices. So, and paying for past mistakes. And it goes very well with the cards that we already received. So once again, these are underlying currents of the cards that the people around her are not seeing. What they are seeing is what she's letting them to believe. And this is, okay, I know, I'm not so happy with what I'm getting, with what we have right now, but I'm willing to do whatever it takes to achieve whatever to achieve the truth, to receive the truth, to achieve whatever we want to achieve together. She's not letting them to understand that she's willing to do a very drastic changes in order to achieve what she really wants. She's not thinking about anyone else but herself. This is a person that is not thinking about others. She's thinking only about herself and how she will get what she wants. So she will decide what is best for her. And if it means ending a relationship, she will end that relationship. If it means ending, for example, Archwell, and closing Archwell because it's not paying her what she thought that it will, she will do that. So this is a person that will do something drastic in order to change things, in order to achieve what she wants to achieve. Okay, next card is, what does Meghan need to know? And what I'm getting here is the Ten of Cups. Okay, so the Ten of Cups is a card that is tricky in this instance. What it tells Meghan is that if you want your wishes to come true, if you want this happiness, this abundance, all of the things that this card is promising, the first thing that you need to do is to know how to work with abundance. You need to know how to accept abundance. If you don't know how to do that, if you don't know how to accept abundance, if you don't know how to work with it without degrading it, then you will never get it. And this is something that people, when they see the Ten of Cups, they don't understand that. This is a message from this card. This is the message from this card. This is a card that is telling her this is something that you could have that, but in order to have that, you need to know how to accept that. Happiness and abundance is something that comes only if we know how to accept it. If we don't know how to accept it, if we're always looking for something better, if you're always looking for what can we get, how can we get more, then we are in bad shape, because we will never be happy, because we are never getting how our wishes coming true, because we don't know even how to tell the universe what our wishes are, because this is about, and especially in the Ace of Cups, it's very evident. You need to be able to tell the universe what you wish for in order for the universe to give it to you. And in the Ten of Cups, you need to know how to accept it in order for the universe to give it to you. So once again, this card is this is something that Meghan needs to know, because she doesn't do that. She hasn't done it in every step of her way, all the time. We always see that in her past relationships, in her past work, in her past, everything that she has done, she was never happy. She was always looking for something better. She was always looking for what can she get more. She was never happy. She never felt that her wishes coming true. Even when she got married with Harry, she was looking for what did she miss? What was it that she could get more? And some people saw her looks at William and said that she actually wanted to become queen, and this could very much be. And you do remember that reading that I did about the sentence that she said about we are one plane crash away from the throne, and Harry actually put that sentence in his book. So that sentence was said, and the fact that it's in his book in another in another way, but it is in the book, it's because it was put there by Meghan. So that means that she was never happy. She was never accepting happiness and abundance. She was always looking for what can she get more. And in her mind, when she got married with Harry, it was, how can I get rid of the next line in line for the throne, so that we will be the ones next in the line of to the throne, because I want to be the queen. So because I cannot stay just the Duchess. So this is what this card is telling Meghan, and it's very, very sad that she will never know that. Okay, final outcome. What is the final outcome of all of this? And we are getting Judgment. Okay, and this is actually a very ominous looking card. So, and it looks like she's going to be there in front of this judgment angel that is going to judge her and is going to determine her punishment. It looks like that. You do agree with me. If you don't, tell me. But of course, judgment, the psychological interpretation is that it is a very, very, very profound change, a change that does not wipe out what happened before. This is not the change that she's craving. She wants this change, but she will get this one. This change does not wipe what happened before. This is a change that she doesn't want, because this change is going on top of what happened before, and this change will be very painful. This is a very painful process. This is a necessary process that she will have to go through, and that is, and you know, I just finished my master's course. I will do it again, but we talked about you know, I'm in my tarot courses. We are studying everything around the Rider-Waite tarot, but we talked about other decks, and I talked about because I'm using a lot of other decks. Most of my colleagues don't, and I talked about it, and I said, well, you know, when I'm working with other decks, and I get this feeling from a card that is not going with the psychological interpretation, not one by one. And my teacher said, you know what, when you are getting that feeling from a card, when something is coming up for you, take it. And this card is giving me this ominous feeling of Meghan crouching and standing in front of this angel that is judging her, someone who is pointing her to kneel in front of him. That could be the king, that could be anyone, that could be a judge, but this is a judgment day. This is a very ominous card, in my opinion, and this is not a good change. So this is a very, very difficult change. This is something that she doesn't want. So this is what she wants, but this is what she will get. Okay, so this is the tarot, and altogether I can say that we have wands, we have swords, we have pentacles, we have cups, so we have all of the elements, we have major arcanas, we have court cards. So I can say that we have all of the elements, so it's a pretty balanced reading, although there are so many swords in here, but as long as we have all of the elements, then it's a balanced reading. Okay, not a very easy one, although. Okay, so the oracle card is a message for the royal family on how to handle Meghan. And it's a message from the mermaids. Okay, so let's shuffle the deck. And now let's clear it. Okay, so let's see what is the message on how to handle Meghan. So a message for us and for the entire British people and royal family on how to handle Meghan Markle and her toxicity. How to handle Meghan Markle and her toxicity. How to handle Meghan Markle and her toxicity. Okay, so the card that I'm getting here is decisions. It looks like someone is going to face a lot of decisions here. Let's see what this message is. So it's a simple message, and I suppose that this message is especially for the British royal family, because it says it's time to make an important decision. Consider your choices carefully, then act. You might be pleasantly surprised by the outcome. And I think that it's important for the royal family to know that, because they need to make a decision. They need to start doing things, because otherwise things might deteriorate. So this is it. I hope you liked it. And if you did, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.